rusted and rounded fasteners, and Gearwrench's Bolt Biter extraction sockets. How good are they? We'll look into it a little deeper in just a moment. I'm Tim Johnson. You're watching Shop Tool Reviews. So actually more than a year ago at the SEMA show 2018, we actually first put our hands on these Bolt Biter extraction sockets from Gearwrench. And we like the design because the idea behind it seems pretty solid. But we were excited to actually get to use these, but we knew it was going to be a ways out before they actually released these, put them in public. We have had them in the shop here for a couple of months because, again, we got to use them at 2019 SEMA where we saw them again and they said, hey, we're about to release these things. We're excited to see them. And they actually made it to the shop like I mentioned a couple of months ago. Now, we wanted to wait till we had a few chances to actually use these on finding some rounded fasteners, putting them to use, using them with impacts, things like that, because they are impact ready. They're not just usable with a ratchet, but you can also use them with your impacts. I believe they're meant for impact drivers, because if you see any pictures, that's typically what they're showing. We've used them with our impact wrench as well as impact drivers. And also, I really like the fact that they actually put a hex on the end of it, so you can use it with a wrench as well. In this case, the 19 millimeter or 3/4 inch wrench fits on there quite nicely, and you can actually use a wrench to do that. If you're in a tight spot or something like that, it's still gonna fit on there, and be able to use a wrench to do that if you don't have room for an impact or a ratchet. Now, we've got it set up here in our vise. We've got some fasteners that actually Gearwrench sent them, and quite frankly, they were better, test subjects, if you will, than what we could have created, or we could have recreated it, but actually what they did is a great job. So we're just gonna use what they sent to us. Just full disclosure here, they sent us kind of a whole kit on how to test these and what to test them on. And like I mentioned, they sent kind of some bolts that were already rounded off, rusted, and we've let them rust some more, left them outside for a while, so they've got some good rust on them, patina on them, and the heads are pretty rounded. So let's step over here to the vise, we'll move the camera, and then we'll go from there. So as I mentioned, we've used these things around the shop quite a bit, but again, as far as a bench test, this is really a great tool that they sent us. So you can see here, just basically bolts and nuts that have been fastened to this square tubing, looks like 2-inch square tubing. And you can see that the heads have been pretty rounded off, probably worse than you'll typically see under a hood or under a car or on brake pads or whatever you're after. So they did a good job of doing that as well. And also, I'll mention something else, is that when we get into this, we'll start talking about the negative sizes or minus sizes as well. As you can see, this socket here where it says 19 minus or 3/4 minus, that tells us it's a little bit smaller than 19, a little bit smaller than a 3/4. And we'll use that in just a moment, because as you can see, this actually won't fit on this one. Yet the 19, the full 19, is pretty loose on this one. Actually, no, that fits that one. But the 19 on this one, it just spins. So the 19's too big for this, the 19 3/4, but will fit that one. But the 19 minus won't fit on here, but will fit on this one. So again, we'll dig into their minus sizes. They don't really have SAE and metric. So as you can see here, the same socket is the 19 and the 3/4. This is just the neck down a little bit, the minus. So you see the minus on there, that tells us that it's actually the step down from the regular size, which is the 19 and 3/4 here. So again, it's kind of nice that you don't have to have a metric per se, but again, you do have the regular size and the minus size in each one of the sizes. You can get these in an 8-piece kit like you see here, or you can get them, I think, in a 15 pack and then in a 28 piece. I think the 28 piece is like 180 bucks or something, but this 8-piece is only like $26. So that's probably your best bang for your buck, actually, is the smallest piece, the 8-piece. And that gets you everything from a 7 millimeter all the way up to your 16 millimeter and 5/8. But like I said, if you want to go to the bigger sizes, that's probably what's going to cost you the money when you get all the way up to the 19 and the 3/4. And I think this is the biggest they make. Now let's talk about actually what's working here. And you can see what's unique about this is their flute design. So your typical extraction sockets are a little bit different in the fact that they have flutes that are typically tapered, or not tapered, they're typically angled in one direction, so basically it'll help it get off. Well, we can probably all agree the most important step is probably getting that fastener out. However, if you're in a pinch and you're needing to reuse that fastener, well, now you've got a rounded head fastener, you're trying to get it back on, you're grabbing vice grips or something like that, where these are just tapered. So these are straight flutes, and they just have a tapered design. So they get smaller as you go in deeper, and so the further you get down on this head, the more it bites onto that socket. And so that's kind of how this works in a nutshell. We really like them. I like the idea, again, of that straight flute design. We haven't had any issues with them. All of ours were made very well, milled very well. I have heard, you know, a report or two. I always try to look at any negative comments online. And one person mentioned about, you know, having one that wasn't milled. And I will tell you, I've ran into that in all types of tool sets. However, ours was just fine. And by the way, Gearwrench gives you a lifetime guarantee on these, so they're going to replace them if you have any issues with them. But let's just kind of use these. I've got the smaller one here. I believe these are set up for your 10 mil. So yeah, that's the 10 minus, which is going to fit this last one here, and that's the 10 regular. And so we'll use our 3/8 inch wrench here for these smaller two. And then, so you'll see here, obviously I can't get a wrench on that. So I'll put the socket on there. So you can see there, no problem backing that one off, problem getting it off. So taking that fastener out is no problem. However, taking this one out, again, it just slips on there, coming on or off, and it's not backing that out at all. Now if I go to the smaller size, so if I go to the 10 minus, now I can take that off. So really cool idea of having the minus sizes, the plus size, or not plus sizes, but the minus sizes and the regular size, and being able to, you know, adjust and get those fasteners that are maybe rounded a little more than the others. Now when we go to the bigger size here, again, let me point out that here's the 19. It's just going to slide on that one. So actually let's take it, put our impact driver here. Break out the 3/8 impact. Now I got it out. So impact wrench, impact driver, you name it. That one out of there. Big size. Not a problem. I really didn't expect to get in the middle of that and it be that tough. And as you can see, like I mentioned, that we kind of left these out. I mean, you can see the nastiness here and the rusting on there. I did realize the bolts are going to be that tight as well. So kudos to Gearwrench for tightening those up. Really, we never touched those. We used them on some other things in the shop before doing this. I expected these not to be so tight. So they were pretty tight. As you can see, we could not even break the big ones loose with the impact driver. We had to actually grab a 3/8 impact wrench to back those off, and it hammered on it pretty good. And then actually getting these off the bolts on one of these, you can see where I was beating on this one so hard, I did knock off the orange paint. So if that matters to you, maybe the orange paint will fall off if you beat it with a long crowbar or pry bar. Probably shouldn't be doing that anyway, but again, I was just trying to be real with this, so I beat the heck out of it trying to get it off the bolt. And you may want to look at that as a negative. I don't, because what's the purpose of these sockets? It's getting off your fasteners or getting the fasteners off, and it's got to bite on there. And that's proof to you that these things are actually biting on there pretty hard. And once I put the impact on it, it was even harder on there and really didn't want to come off. So I really like these. I like the idea and the engineering behind it. I like the fact that they're not, one-way fluted like the others, that they have the straight flutes on there, and they're just tapered. So as you can see, the harder, the more they go on there, the tighter they grab. Also like the fact that there's not a metric and a SAE size. There is a regular and a minus, and again, we kind of talked about that. But that makes it nice as well. Again, when you've got those really worn out fasteners, you have something to put on there. 8-piece set for 20, I think like 26, 27 bucks on Amazon. That's hard to beat. I think that's a really good deal. The 28 piece is like 180 bucks. That's, if you're wanting a big set like that, by all means, probably be a great set. But you're going to pay more for the larger style bolt extractors. So just know that. But again, you can start out with this 8-piece set and be a great set for you. Lifetime warranty on these, so Gearwrench is going to take care of that. So check them out. Check it out at gearwrench.com. You can also see them on Amazon. I believe they're on there. Home Depot sells them as well. I'm sure there's some other ones that you can buy these online as well. So make sure you check them out. Also keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button. Even the little bell notification, that's going to let you know when we've got new videos available. And hey, during this time, go out and do something nice for someone. Just kind of keep your distance, right? Wash your hands and have a great day. So I'll put the socket on there. Sorry about throwing my socket. Grabbed on there pretty good. There. So again, that's a pretty good testament to how well that's actually grabbing on there.